Hello, everybody. I'm finally here. The intro is like much shorter this time because I took my time. Because I had to do something. I had to eat. Before, so it like took probably like 30 minutes. And I had to take care of some things. So sorry about that. There's like a tiny delay, if you call 30 minutes tiny. But yeah, today we're gonna be doing another episode of Yuki's Endless Void. Here we are. So the thing is, this is going to be page 4. That means I have 2 more pages, and then the newest episode is going to be released, which is episode 12 of season 2. Also, hello. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I think I'm really looking forward to how the story goes and like how it looks, basically how the production starts to come together and really show itself the way I want it to kind of convey the message or like convey the scenery, feelings. Anyway, you get the point, the storyline itself. So yeah, today we're just gonna go back and fill in the colors because I like to color in my manga / comic. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So talking about like finish eating, I feel a little bit sleepy. Um Sometimes like whenever I don't normally like to stream after eating, but today it was like a special scenario. There was like family members, so I had to eat with them. So, it's just like a not something that I usually do. Wait a second, where did all the color swatches go? Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I have color swatches to remember each and every character. And sometimes I like to duplicate the line art. I know it looks a little bit wonky, but I do this sometimes for it to look better whenever I color fill, since it takes much less time. And then I'll fill in the details later on. Okay, let's start off with Yuki. I always love to start off with the characters first before going to the background. So yeah. When I drew this, I really enjoyed it. Then again, because there are some facial expressions here that I got to experiment with and got to understand better and kind of just see how it all kind of came together. I also really like these types of eyelashes. I don't know how to explain it. They are very like long and majestic looking. Just comes out like of a fairy tale or something like that. It feels like these eyelashes just look so elegant. I just really like to design them like my characters like that. Sometimes I do have to manually fill in the colors by hand instead of just with one click. But I don't mind. Okay, where else is Yuki? That's all. Yeah, that's all. And the thing is, I used to not make my characters move very much. So, like, they would literally stand still in a room for, I'd say, probably half of the whole season. Just, like, changing sceneries. And, like, they wouldn't truly move around the most. So, in this second season, I actually really want to change that. Now that I learned anatomy and kind of got a much better hand at, drawing and expressions of like the body language, I really want to channel that and kind of put that in the manga itself. So that's what I'm trying to do, as you can see here. I'm not just like having characters stand around and seeing their face expressions move. I'm like letting them move from the head to the body. So yeah, that's something that I thought I really want to improve this second season. Hello, how am I? I'm doing fine. I just finished eating. Like it gets a little bit drowsy. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit sleepy. So I'm like drinking something with hopefully contains caffeine. It's like a tea, some sort of tea. I can't really say it. It's like in another language, but I know it's tea. But yeah, today was pretty productive. I say, oh, I did not notice that. Did I do that by accident? Dude, was that there the whole time? I did not mean to color fill that. Okay, it's fine. No biggie. Just there. See? I mean, you can still see some spots, but we're gonna get there and we're going to overlay on that color, and we won't be able to see that color sooner or later when we work on the backgrounds. Okay. And then next I want to work on Aoi's hair. I'm just gonna work on characters, like little hair for now. Like they're like little details, not little hair, like little details basically. Did not mean to make her a Smurf. But yeah, also if you guys have not checked out my socials yet, you can definitely go check it out. I recently posted this really fun looking comic thread. It's like a little project that I think could probably make people more engaged with my socials, is because like I kind of start to post less illustration art pieces on there. I'm probably gonna post more illustration art pieces on places like TikTok. But yeah, for Instagram, I post like probably gonna plan on posting little small panels of like comic ideas. It's not like something very serious to me. It's just something fun to do. And I don't put like the most effort in the character, but like I tell like a little story. And it's just like a short little comic series. It's like a fun short comic series. It's like nothing serious or nothing having like a super deep meaning. Or in some cases it might, but like I'm not planning on to make it super brainstormy, like make you think and question your life. Okay, so we're not gonna get there with the comic threads. But yeah, while drawing the comic threads, I thought it was really fun to see like little cute characters, because I used to really didn't like drawing little cute characters. I always thought that it wasn't my thing, and that I should stick with drawing semi-realism and something more serious looking. Not saying that that's not serious, it's just, to me, it always felt like I wasn't the most best at it, and something cute, like commercial art basically. I never thought commercial art was my best art pieces, but I wanted to try it out either way, and I thought that it was actually kind of fun because you don't have to think super uber duper hard. Thank you. Thank you. Howdy. Also, hello. Howdy. So thank you. Yeah, the moderator is here. But, yeah. Not gonna lie. Feeling a bit drowsy. But, seeing the moderator came in, now feeling a little bit energized. Go. But yeah, that's what I've been working on is like little comic threads. And I thought it was like super fun and cute, and seeing it come along, it was really nice. And these days have been super productive. I think the house is looking pretty clean. I really like my dog whenever he is like around. He would always want to cling to me wherever I'd go within the house. And it's just like so cute. It's like one of the clingiest dogs ever. I remember going to someone else's house and they had this wiener dog. And this wiener dog basically was called Coffee. And I used to always want to cuddle a dog. I always used to want to basically, just cuddle a dog because I love dogs so much. Dogs are super cute. I always wanted a dog. And so I like was taking a nap in their house and the dog came up. I was like, oh, bet. And then I tried to basically hug the dog. And the dog was like, no. The dog was like struggling. The dog was not wanting to cuddle at all. And at that point, I kind of started to give up on the dream of, cuddling a dog. But then my dog came by and then he loves to cuddle. And I don't know if all dogs like to cuddle, to be honest. I don't know. There's like a lot of weird dogs that I meet. They're not the most fond of cuddling. Hello. I think poodles are cute. I actually wanted a border collie, but then we found my dog, which is the dog that you see on the screen right now, named Jackie. And it was a foster. We like fostered him for a bit, and then we made up our mind. So this dog was like a rescue from like the mountains. So it's a rescue dog. Like a 2-month-old rescued dog, because like when he was born, he was on the mountains and he got rescued when he was like probably just born, or like I don't know actually his background that much. I just know he's off from the mountains, and that when we got him he's already 2 months old. Do you remember me? I'd like to like know like some context. Like, can you like tell me what we talked about or something? Because sometimes if you like change your profile picture or something, then I really do not know what's going on. Like, I don't know who you are if I don't have some context, especially if you change your profile picture or don't come around a lot. But yeah, lately I also like started to work on 3D projects as well, like from Blender. And I have always wanted to make something like the background, like not background, the back rooms video. If you go and search up back rooms videos or like the pool room videos on YouTube, you'd find some really cool stuff. And like I was so inspired by those videos, and I was like, I really want to make one myself. I'm the one who draw you. Lots of faces pass by each stream. It's only natural she drops one or two. I'm the one who draw you. Yeah, I remember. You drew me with glasses. I think I remember that. But yeah, welcome back. Lots of faces pass by. Yeah, exactly. See, the moderator understands. The moderator understands. This is what makes a safe space, seriously. You got the power to know. You're indestructible. Thank you for the positivity. I really appreciate that. If you go on your day spreading that positivity into other streams, you know, go for it. Always believe in gold. I mean, I get it, it's a metaphor, but I prefer silver. But thank you. Appreciate the positivity, though. But yeah. That was how literally these days has been for me. 3D Blender, to be honest, is something, it's like somewhat like a new chapter to learn, because I know it's like a new art form to learn. But I think I seen a video. It was a Booster Gold reference. Okay, there's a lot of things that I don't know. What is a Booster Gold reference? Hello. Hello. Do I sound Australian when I say hello? I don't know. I like to say hello like that. This is your first time here. Oh, welcome in. Today we're drawing my manga, basically. My Webtoons manga / comic, if you'd say. Yuki's on this void. If you haven't checked out, you can definitely check it out. And if you don't know what that is, I can give you there's like a little animation trailer that I made on my channel, on my home channel page, and you can check it out too. Hi, hello. Yeah, so you can definitely go check that out. I put a lot of effort in the animation, so really appreciate it. But yeah, we just kind of, well, I color in my manga / comic pages. I know that you normally shouldn't really color in the manga pages, but, you know, I think it just really brings the whole piece of the page to life, so I decided to do that on my own, even though it does consume time. But yeah, that's the reason why I decided to make the animation, is to kind of convey the message even more. One sub away from 500. Yeah, exactly. The fact that we are halfway to 1K is kind of crazy to me. So I really appreciate all the support. Super, super, super happy. Is that your doggo? Yep. That is my doggo. You're just gonna sub. Thank you. That means that you're the 50th, not 50th, 500. I'm really tired. 500. I don't know how to say 500th. Fifth. How do you say it? Five. Yeah, the 500th. Oh, 500th. 500th subscriber. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for making this channel. I'm not just thanking you, basically thank everyone for basically letting me go halfway across 1K. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I always, whenever I hit a new milestone or a new record, I always tell myself, no matter what record it would be, either it goes up or goes down, just always remember that you're not drawing solely for, getting likes or subscribers, because I'm not gonna lie, I am guilty of that. At some point, I'm really guilty of that, actually, in some cases, especially with short videos or shorts. Sometimes there was a period where I was trying really hard, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but I guess to me, I wanted a healthy motive that won't kind of demolish my love for drawing. Demolish. Yeah, demolish, not demolish. What is demolish? I don't know. But yeah, thank you. Not losing hope with your channel too. I don't think, like, losing hope for a channel doesn't mean you have to lose hope for, the love for your art. You have lost hope. Like, it's just a channel, okay? You can always build another channel. You can always, gain a new, just whole new platform at some point. But you can probably never find that joy if you constantly, kind of go against it and try to put something over it and make that the whole point of your art. None of your posts. Like, yeah, I get that. The exposure. It's really hard to get exposure, especially if you started out for a while. You never edit, you just put the speed paint with music. I do some art, but like once in a blue moon. Yeah, I think it's really important to really like take a break, but also understand that that break you should really try to find yourself instead of saying, you're gonna give up entirely. Even though it's like easier to do that at some point instead of trying to build a platform. I think speed paints on short form videos would probably do better. But if it comes to like videos, I'm not so sure unless it's like, because I do sometimes watch speed paints of how like the artists that I kind of admire their art style, and I kind of want to watch how they draw. But then again, I'm also kind of guilty. I sometimes like want to see like how the process is, like, how to say it, step by step instead of like every small step at a time. So I kind of skip through just a little bit. But yeah. I think shorts definitely do help. Yeah, exactly. Speed paints in short form is much, like, I would say, much efficient. Not efficient, but, something that can probably get you more viewers or something that can give you more exposure. Yeah. Everyone likes shorts. That's what I realized. Most of the subscribers that you see on my channel, they probably usually don't watch my long version videos. They watch the shorts, basically. Some people come into the stream from the shorts, but most of the time it's just shorts. Yeah, most of the subscribers that I have today, that got me to the 500 is from shorts. It's mostly from shorts. It's not all from shorts, but it's mostly. So that's what I realized. But then again, it's really kind of sad also because that means that they don't really rarely click into your channel and see updates of your actual videos unless like they're very invested, So it's just really interesting. How did she manage the speed paints? To be honest, I think as an artist, what you really need to convey is what is your specialty. Like, if, like, of course everyone, like, artists in general, their specialty is art. That's just logic. But, like, what is special about your art? How do you draw your art, and how do you express your art form? And before getting into, like, those complications, I think really understanding yourself more and what you truly enjoy drawing is very much more important before jumping into any of those things, because I realize whenever you jump into those things, you start to look for what people want to see instead of drawing what you want to draw. And so I think trying, like, basically having that basic, how do you say it? That base, that very, I'm really sleepy. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you have to have a foundation, okay? There we go. A foundation. Or you can probably, kind of go crazy trying to change your art for other people. My brain zoned out there. Sometimes I just be talking so much, and then I just like, wait, how do I say this? It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. I had to pause there. Got more views like speed paints, like trends. Yeah, I agree. Trends can somewhat help, but then again, they're not something that is like foundational. And sometimes the thing with trends is that I don't want my art to be known for those trends. Like, I want to have something that is known to be my art instead of going with the trends. But also, I want to let people, kind of appreciate the art more than just, trends that I sometimes do. Exactly, 200 vids. Yeah, I have 200 videos. I think it counts shorts. That's actually really funny. I didn't know that I have like perfect 200 vids. Oh, traditional art. So you post like speed paints of traditional art pieces? Just check your channel and your art looks delicious, man. Thank you. Bon appetit. What's your favorite piece? I'm really curious because, like, people have such a very odd, not like a very odd, but just very different, all types of sorts of reactions to my art pieces. Some think it's like creepy, some think it's like not their type of like taste, I guess, and some think it's so cool. And others are just like, think this is really different, something new. So yeah, you know what? It's really fun to see how people think and react. Okay, here we go. But yeah, one time there was like a funny story. I met up with this person. She was talking with me about life, and she was like, yeah. She was like, oh, and by the way, yeah, I will definitely check out your channel too, down below, because Luca says your art is really dope. So I'm gonna probably most likely check that out later. But yeah, the funny story was that we were talking about life, and I was like showing her my art piece and stuff, and then she said, "You don't look like you drew this." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "You don't look like the type of person to draw this." And I was thinking, that is as really odd. Like, I guess don't judge a book by its cover. Like, imagine this like cute innocent girl with like a bow or something, and then they draw something like gory. That's what it made me think of. It made me think of like judging a person's like vibe and like appearance, and to think that they would draw something similar to that. But it's just like totally the opposite. It's really interesting to me. I would probably say I'd take Junji Ito for a reference for this. Junji Ito is basically like a horror manga artist, and their like personality is somewhat, I'd say, awkward, but also kind. But they draw this very scary looking, like the most horrible storyline, like not storylines in general, but like horrifying drawings ever. It's really scary. But yeah. Yeah. Down below, people are supporting each other. Yeah, I'm gonna check out all the art pieces as well. I do sometimes go through the subscribers and see if they're artists as well, and then I check out their art as well. Wait, this one is over here. There we go. Have you guys seen the chapter 4 Poppy Playtime? Like, game through? Like, the whole game of chapter 4. I watched, was it Markiplier or was it Corey? I think it was Corey. It was most likely Corey. I think it was Corey that I watched. Acrylic markers. Affordable acrylic markers, because Posca is way too expensive for me. Oh, I think I've heard of Posca before. Yeah, those look really fancy, I think. I think those are the one that I'm thinking about. I can't survive a day without crying emoji. I think the crying emoji really conveys like laughing and like a whole different it I don't know, it just kind of stands for almost every single emotion, I guess. Like, imagine if you're mad and then you put a crying emoji. If you're laughing, you put a crying emoji. If you're smiling, you put a crying emoji. It's just replaced almost every emoji. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to check out the crying emoji, what? Not check out the crying emoji. Guys, I'm really tired. Check out the acrylic markers. You can go to the community post, and then you would see the post where I show what kind of acrylic markers that I used. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, Etta, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. IDK, I never watched Poppy Playtime. It's a game. It's super cool. It's super fun as well. And you know, I get inspired by it. And you should definitely check it out. I have been using some Chinese acrylic markers, I think. Or are they Japanese? IDK. I don't know which one you're talking about, so if you like posted it somewhere, I might see it and I can probably tell you, because I can actually read Mandarin. Like Chinese, basically. But they were cheap and they have like 40 colors. How about their quality? Because sometimes, I don't know. Like, I won't say cheap is the worst, but sometimes when it comes to like markers, cheap is just not something. Like, I like to get something between a little bit pricey to very pricey. Like, I like to choose something between that. I usually choose something a little bit more pricier than cheap. So yeah, Oh, okay, thank you. No problem. No problem. Oh boy. That was I was really about to say go check out the crying emoji. That's really crazy. How do you draw expressions? That's a very good question. I mean, I do know how to draw them. It's just I don't know if I have the mental capacity to explain how to draw them right now without probably making things sound like they do not make sense. I normally draw like the same face again and again. Okay. That means that you need to practice drawing expressions. And don't worry, that's going to be super fun. I think we could do that probably. Should we do that right now? Should we just really take a break from the manga and do that right now? Sure, let's just do that right now. Okay. Forgive me. I'm just I don't know. I'm really sleepy. I'm trying to hold on here. Did you get those markers off of Amazon? No, I got them off of a like. Also, we're gonna be drawing facial expressions in a second. I'm just gonna explain where I got the markers from. I got the markers off of a kind of like my local online store. It's not like open to foreigners like the United States because I'm in Asia, so it's only restricted to my country. And then yeah, basically mostly it's a Chinese website, so it's a Chinese store, so it's not really open to other sites, like other places. Not other sites. It's not open to other sites. Like, wait, other places. Oh my gosh. Okay. You once tried to draw a crying face, but it looked weird. Okay, let's practice that today. Let's practice different expressions. You bought your markers from like a store for fashion. Wait, what topic are we on? Well, I'm on the topic of trying not to make things not make sense because I'm really sleepy. Like, I'm kind of dozing off. But also kind of explaining where the markers came from because I showed where, like, the name of the marker that I got in the community post. Live in the middle of the nowhere, too. I think getting supplies in the middle of nowhere is going to be a little bit hard. You can't order anything here. Yeah, like, it's, you know, I moved here a while back, so I would get that. I used to relate to that. Without, like, you can't really get anything without it being, like, super expensive in summer vacation. Okay, so we can start off with some practices of facial expressions. So what I like to channel in the face of facial expressions, especially, well, it depends on your style, but if it comes to like semi-realism, I wouldn't give it like super, very unrealistic facial expressions where like the mouth would probably be overly bigger than the face. Like a cartoon character or something, or like an anime character. So I usually like to, let's say for instance, if like it's like a grumpy face, I like to channel the mouth muscles. I can't really do much with the nose, for me personally. And then I really like to channel like this part, the chin part. Because sometimes, the chin would just start to kind of crumble up on each other. And then the nose kind of, like, I can't do super very crazy looks on the nose, but I can like give it some, how do I even explain this? Okay, anyway, you get what I'm trying to do. And then I like to also move the eyelids sometimes, especially the lower eyelids. And then I also like to do the eyebrows as well, the muscles and the eyebrows. I'm drawing like a very simple sketch right now, nothing too crazy. That's totally fine. Also, good luck on the homework. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for tuning in. While drawing, like, no, while drawing, while doing homework. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when I'm sleepy. Feels like I'm trying to make things make sense as much as I possibly can. But I end up, like, replacing words. But yeah, facial expressions is usually just the facial muscles kind of moving around. Without guidelines, insane talent. Thank you. I did used to try guidelines a very long time ago. But to me, it just never really helped. The lines made me feel like it just was a lot more pressure. And sometimes when drawing facial expressions, it's kind of okay to kind of let it to be uneven, which is fine. And making a grimacing face. Yeah, it's like kind of a face of annoyance. It's like, for instance, if your little brother is like eating your snack or something. Yeah, but yeah, this is just like a little sketch. Nothing really super calculated. But yeah, if you kind of struggle with facial expressions, because that's what I used to struggle with as well, is that I just kind of have a very nonchalant face in every single situation, almost, with no smile. But yeah, practice facial expressions and kind of just think of an expression or like listen to music and see what it makes you feel like, and then try to draw it out in a very more expressional way. Okay, I'll come back if the stream will still be active. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and welcome to the community. Thank you. But yeah. Sometimes I like to add like a double kind of wrinkly look. And kind of keep some gaps. And sometimes up top here, over here, sometimes adding those to a more muscular face sometimes is also like conveying something like of a agitated anger message. Sometimes I'd add parts over here, but other times I just kind of add the wrinkles in between these two eyebrows. But yeah. So with the mouth, I like to basically, the summary is with the mouth, I like to activate the chin muscle. And that kind of manipulates the mouth. And with a smile. So if you'd like notice like a smile, it usually makes the mouth much elongated instead of more puffed up. And depending on, you know, what character, you know, what they look like, you can change the expression based on how they look and see how wide, you know, their facial features could go. And then for the nose, I like to sometimes wrinkle it up with over here. This looks a bit odd, a little bit over here. It's not like a wrinkly texture with like clothes. It's very different from that. It's just like a slight wrinkle. Or like depending on like where it's supposed to wrinkle. But like it doesn't connect, if that makes sense. Like doesn't really truly connect with all the lines, like the outline of the nose. And then the eyes with joy, I sometimes like to do this method where the front of the lower eyelid is a little bit bigger, and it makes it look like the eyes are doing that. You're finally here. Welcome. Glad you can make it. But yeah, we're just talking about facial expressions, kind of like taking a break from Yuki's Endless Void, but we're gonna get back to it. And then sometimes I make the eyelashes kind of have these like bendy looks, so it kind of have some dimension to it. It lagged for so long. Yeah, I don't know why that happens sometimes. It's really interesting. And I kind of make the eye look like this. The iris look like this a little bit, so it looks like it's looking down. So it adds more dimension to it. Yeah. And then with like a more angered look, I kind of did the opposite. Kind of have the shape of somewhat of like a half circle, if you notice carefully, like so. And then the eyelid is like a little bit bigger, also adding some dimension to it. And then I like to add the waterline a little bit, kind of make the waterline a bit more visible, and then kind of have eyelashes coming out on this line over here, not the waterline. And then have the eye have some distance between the lower eyelashes and eyelid, and then kind of basically staring down and looking up in a way. But yeah, I like to practice all of these and then make them harmonious together by drawing a whole face with, you know, features complementing the whole emotion on the face. So yeah. Hello. So yeah, as you can see, voila. I know it's like not the most precision, but you know, I like to practice without having any, you know, these types of lines and seeing where the head goes. I usually never draw like that. Very rarely though, very rarely. What I kind of accomplish is I like to draw the body first, and then drawing the head and then the face. Especially if I'm like drawing like a whole body situation. But yeah, study facial expressions and then try to express it in your own way, in your own art style. You get to stay. That's amazing. But yeah. What else you can do with like more cartoonish faces is that you can make them super expressional, so you can go really wild. I can try one. The title I've live is so creative with the typography. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a free like typography that I downloaded and edited here on Sketchbook. So yeah, with like more cartoonish characters, you can make them more expressional, yeah. Okay, here we go. I know, like, the characters always look a little bit odd whenever I create something of a cartoonish look or something unrealistic. Then I like to make their mouth like super big. Kind of look almost creepy. But yeah, I usually don't focus on the facial expressions that much at first because I think sometimes, like, whenever I do this, I kind of don't know how to balance out the whole character, like, face shape, and I kind of limit myself of the possibilities of, like, a different outline of the character, basically, and I think sometimes I should do the outline first before doing small details on the expressions. You can give her, like, very big brows and big wrinkles. So yeah, expressions is really fun to draw. I really like practicing them from time to time. There we go. A very devious look. They definitely don't have good intentions. This looks like a character that doesn't look really innocent. Like someone thinking like a villain or something. But yeah, then again, expressions is super fun. Depending on your art style, if you like more of like a semi-realism look, or if you like more of a cartoony look, or something that is more like an anime type of look. I don't know. Anime to me, I never really, how do you say it, experiment like expressions in anime form. I think I could try that. Let's see. Anime is like very 2D. It doesn't really have any dimension. I don't really choose anime a lot of the times. But it is fun to draw. Probably want to rescale the face a little bit. Like it's nothing. Well, I appreciate that, but yeah, I've always practiced like different art styles, and I've always wanted to see what art style that I like to draw more. So I didn't not necessarily forget how to draw in a specific art style. It's just that I don't normally choose it much. But yeah, anime is very simplistic. It's basically making things more simple. Appreciate the likes. But yeah, it's basically making things more simple. So as you can see here, this look is like saying it's a little bit of an embarrassed look or like a little bit of an awkward moment type of look, but also trying to smile it through. Or like is it kind of annoyance look, depending on the context given in the story. And then recently I've been watching Dragon Ball. I can try and see how to draw expressions like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Dragon Ball is like a very old, like, type of art style. Like, I never really... Dragon Ball is definitely very special. I'd say. Their art style is, like, really special. Like, I never seen art style like it. Until, like, you know, somebody got inspired by it and then wanted to make them similar to Dragon Ball. Their art style similar to Dragon Ball. There we go. And this look. But yeah. Dragon Ball is pretty fun. This is like, I'd say, like a Gohan looking type of face. It's like nothing super scary, but then they have like more scarier monsters and characters that kind of look intimidating. Like their eye shape kind of changed. IBS Paint, I think it would be great for mangas. They have features just for mangas too. Yeah, I think I did try IBS Paint before. I thought it was pretty nice, but I guess I just wasn't the most used to it. But I'm not sure if I should give it another try. But yeah. Appreciate the suggestion. I know this hair isn't like Dragon Ball at all, but I'm trying to create a new hairstyle with that kind of style in mind. But yeah, then again, my point stands. Where's that pen? Okay, it's probably this one. My point stands. Or probably this one. Wait, where did it go? Alright, I'll just use this. But yeah, my point stands. Expressions is very vast. Like, I think practicing them and conveying the expressions in your own art style, practicing that would definitely help a lot. Okay, and then we have another look in Dragon Ball where it's like something like this. Oh, no. I know. I remember now. I remember how to draw it. No, it doesn't look like that. Okay, so it's really funny. Whenever I see this type of look, I draw the brows first. Because the brows always, some reason, look like this. Their brows are very muscular. Okay, it's a very interesting eyebrow. Trying to make them as symmetrical as possible. Okay, and then their eyes just kind of go like this. They have like these two bumps over here. Let's go like this. Something like that. What's the backstream to see? Grinch? Yeah, this is their type of like, type of eye look. I don't know if I'm nailing it though. I do not know if I'm nailing it though. I'm not going to lie to you. Hello? Hello, hello. I don't mind, it's back. Alright, that's good. Yeah, they have something like this. I don't think I mastered that look yet because this is much simpler. But yeah, that's expressions for you. Kind of like practiced it, and you can definitely. It's very vast. The combination's very vast. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, practicing them is super fun. But yeah, I like personally. I like to do these types of expressions more. Sometimes these, if I'm bored, I probably would do this or something like this. But yeah, that's expressions for you. But yeah, then again, I know today I probably didn't work on a lot of the manga pieces, but I will be. But if you guys, you're back, can you see? A Grinch. But yeah, we worked on basically the expressions. It's not a Grinch. It's like a I was trying to draw something that looks something like Dragon Ball art style, okay? Anyway, other than that though, yeah, that's the expressions that I practiced or like just kind of showcased. Um but yeah, I think I'm going to be ending the stream now. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Really appreciate it. If you want to catch the next stream, I usually stream on Saturdays and Sundays. And if you haven't checked out my socials, definitely go check it out. I recently posted on Instagram this comic thread. It was super fun. And I post on TikTok as well. So definitely go check it out. And definitely check out the video that I made that I animated with not only 2D, but also 3D. So yeah,